So today our big goal is to create your group's inquiry question. All right, it's a very ambitious task we're setting off on. But you guys have already written, inquiry questions before, so this should not be a problem for you guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to use Aiden's example to sort of be a model to show you how you're going to create your own inquiry question. See this little slender space in the middle? What do these two stories have in common? That's really what we're spending time doing. Yeah.
They come to what's that word?
They find a solution?
Yeah, they come to us. They find a solution.
They find a solution. Good. So that's the first thing they have in common. They find a solution. Good. What's another thing that they have in common? Tanisha?
They also have conflicts, which person versus self.
Ooh, good. They have a person versus self conflict.
They were both self.
They both are insecure about something. Good. You guys are so good, you're coming out of the middle part. Is there anything else that they have in common that we need to know?
They both had problems that they could be teased about.
Ah, they both had problems getting teased. Nice. Excellent. Okay. So you have 4 key things in common. That's great. That's way more than you even need to do what we're about to do. So now I want you to sort of forget about both of these sides and just focus in on these things that you just came up with in the middle.
We gotta make that stuff in the middle of inquiry question.
Exactly. You already know where this is going. You're going to take this stuff in the middle and you're going to develop an inquiry question. So now I just want you to take 2-3 minutes as a group using just this stuff from the board. You're not even getting into your own stories or your own issues yet. We're still on the model issue, okay? And I want you using the stuff about they're both teased, they both find a solution, they both have person versus self conflicts, and they both feel insecure. Write me one inquiry question that could guide a research project, okay? And then we'll share them out and we'll get 4 different models on the board. Okay, go. What's your question?
How does a person's insecurities affect their lives?
Interesting. Can I push you in one area? What's another thing? Well, it could be social life, but instead of person, what do both of these have in common in terms of age or
Teenagers?
right? They're both teens, right? So could you change person so it's now
How
not
does
about
a teen's insecurities affect their life?
Oh, I like that. Good point. So you're talking about insecure. So I'm going to push you just a little bit to think about an inquiry question is a question that you could ask anybody. It's getting at the root of a major issue, which in your case, you're talking about insecurities. So what's a way that you could, to make it bigger than just both?
Why are all teens always have a problem with insecurity?
Yeah, why do teens have a problem with insecurity? That's great. Can we start to get these questions up on the board so that when we finish, we're going to be looking at 4 model inquiry questions, and then you can go off and do this all on your own for your groups on family, your groups on race, gender, all of that stuff. Amanda, you want to get us started? Okay.
Why do all teens have a problem with insecurity?
Why do all teens
That's it.
have a problem, sorry for my handwriting here guys, with insecurity? Yeah. Ashley?
What problems cause insecurity?
Say that again.
What problems cause insecurity?
What problems cause insecurities? Tanisha.
How can an insecure person find a solution of being teased?
Oops. Okay. And my last group over here.
Our question was, how does a teen's insecurities affect their life?
Good. Okay, I'm going to just write that over here. How does a teen's insecurities affect their life?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you guys see that you guys are all writing about the same 2 stories, the same issues, but you came up with 4, even if just slightly different inquiry questions? And what I need you to do right now is to get out your 2 stories that you are going to be working with for this issue book, okay? Everybody get those 2 stories out right now. And I'm going to come around and hand out your Venn diagram so that you guys can start to do this on your own. Now, what's the most important part of this Venn diagram?
The middle.
The middle, exactly, the middle. Because I'm most interested in seeing what your two stories have in common. Now, once you figure out what goes in the middle, what's your next step?
The opposite.
Develop your inquiry question.
Exactly, and what are you going to use to develop that question?
Similarities.
Exactly, thank you, Ashley. The similarities, okay? And what I want you to do is, even if you think you got an amazing inquiry question, don't stop there. Give me a couple to choose from, or give yourself a couple to choose from. And then I'm going to come around and help you guys as you do this. Is everyone clear on what you're doing with this? Can I have a uh-huh? Yeah? Uh-huh. Okay. All right, look at the, what happened? Look at the clock. I'm going to give you 20 minutes to do this. This is a lot of work to do in 20 minutes, but I know you can do it, okay? All right, get started. I'll be around.
The conflict is the same, and the background information are the same because it talked about in this one she was close to her brother. In this one,
Because it's the inside that you really want to capture. I'm most interested in seeing what kind of connections you can make between these two stories.
What happened? The guy had threw the bottle at her, right?
Right.
She felt offended because the guy had threw a bottle.
Right. Good. That's a first one.
And being harassed by a bunch of guys.
Okay, so another thing Kendall just mentioned is that this story focuses on a female getting harassed by males. So not just any kind of harassment though, right? What kind of harassment?
Sexual harassment.
Right, exactly. You got locked out.
An African American boy, and he acts Caucasian, and people confuse him for his race, and he wants people just to take him for who he is, not the color of his skin.
Yeah, you got an African American boy, a Puerto Rican girl. Okay, good. What's her conflict?
Like she was new to a school, and she tried to go like with Puerto Rican girls, but they didn't take her, like they didn't like her. So she met this one Asian girl who she became best friends, and she became interested in her culture.
Excellent. That's completely it. Do you already see similarities though between the two stories? Mm-hmm. Okay, you guys should start talking about that soon because that's what you're going to use to develop your question. And something else I heard you say, I don't know if you recognize this, I heard you say the word expectations. Something about families and expectations. And I feel like that's a really important issue you guys are touching on right now. And I don't know if that's something you want to pursue, but I feel like that could make a really interesting inquiry question that could have a lot of different perspectives.
like, well, as you're saying for the second story, I was also thinking like he was so close to his father, and his father used to be a popular guy.
Right.
He thought his father would always be there for him. But when his father moved to Jersey, things went different.
Right, which is a perfect example of an expectation not met, right?
So one of the inquiry questions could be when expectations are met, what happens to relationships of certain people in a family?
That's a great question. I would love to hear some answers to that question. That's really interesting. All right, what do you guys have?
How does not going to college affect their future life?
Good. That's good. Okay, keep going. See if you can come up with a couple more. Think about, like, let me get to it. So, are you expected to go to college after?
High school, yes.
Why?
Because I think it'll broaden my point of view on things.
Okay, so that's a push that comes from where?
Society
Society, okay.
and for myself,
From yourself. Any other external people pushing you to go to college?
my family.
Maybe you could write a question a little bit that has to do with that aspect of it too. Is
How does that family affect if they go to college?
or how does a family, how do outside people
Oh, yeah.
influence the decision to go or not to go? Remember,
Yeah.
it could be the opposite too. Your dad could be saying to you, Shoshana, no, I don't say college, not for you, not for you. We don't have the money, or whatever. Do you know what I mean? I think it can go both ways, but I think it's an interesting angle to pursue if it's something that you guys are talking about. So we have what causes teens to feel sexually harassed. What leads to sexual harassment?
What provoked teens to be sexual harassed? I think that's all the same questions.
Well,
Just
remember,
say
we
it in
talked about that
different
word
words.
provokes. That word provokes means that it's almost like teens are causing themselves to be sexually harassed, which we know
Do you
is
think-
probably not true.
Do you think teens bring sexual harassment upon themselves?
Some
Well,
people.
that's a
I like-
provocative question.
We got the
That's
question.
like the question you
We
said.
got the question.
He's having this.
You guys all have your inquiry questions. This is, really the kickoff point to your inquiry books. This is what's going to really, drive the entire book from here on out.